top of the SharkWire cartridge, which would then go into the console's cartridge slot, and your N64 controller would be used to navigate menus and links. Once you turned on your Nintendo 64, you would need to enter your account password to dial into SharkWire's servers. GTE, who later merged with Bell Atlantic to become Verizon in June of 2000, provided the network use for the local dial-up numbers. GTE's network covered about 87% of the country. Now, if you were in the other 13%, you would presumably need to pay long distance to dial into SharkWire. GTE actually seemed optimistic about SharkWire, going as far as including a section promoting their partnership as part of an ad supplement that they put out in Forbes' December 13, 1999 issue. The SharkWire box provided a lot of information, including how parents would go about signing up for the service. According to the back of the box, parents would need to call a phone number where they'd provide their credit card info to open an account. Signing up directly on the device itself was not an option. The box also states that the basic plan costs $9.95 a month for 10 hours of access, but that there are other plans available. 10 hours doesn't sound like a lot of time, but in a 1999 interview, Interact President Todd Hayes clarified the clock wasn't constantly running against those hours. When you're connected, you're not really connected until you want to do something. You're not using your internet time that much. When you're doing email, until you hit send, you're not on the internet. You're not doing it all online. When you bring in the news, it'll send it to you and then you have it. When you're on the sites and surfing, you're online and the meter is running. You use the N64 controller to navigate, and the memory card is where you'll store your emails. According to Game Shark's magazine Dangerous Waters, there was a service plan that gave you 30 hours of access, but a price isn't mentioned. The $9.95 basic plan included 5 SharkWire.com email addresses, and emails weren't restricted like the web access, so users could send and receive emails with anyone in the world. GameShark codes you uploaded to or downloaded from the service would be stored in your N64 memory pack, which you would later use to transfer the codes to your actual GameShark. The memory pack was also used to store emails and game saves you downloaded from or shared to SharkWire. The 4MB RAM expansion pack was required to use SharkWire Online, a requirement that Interact placed prominently on the box. To reduce costs, SharkWire used a 14.4K modem, which was much slower than the 56K PC modems that were already on the market. The content partner websites such as PrimaGames.com essentially looked the same on SharkWire Online as they would on a PC. Interact optimized the sites for the device, but slow loading times were still an issue.
Yeah, you literally see it like Lego bricks just being assembled in real time, hoping for the best.
It was the same. I think the only difference was it was, let's just say, it would ultimately be the same, but remember how it was pixelized. You know what I mean? Like as you were downloading, it was pretty slow. Like there would be a little delay there in full view. Now, and if you had a good computer, you were already not having to deal with that.
SharkWire's content and website partners included GamePro, Insight.com, IDOS, Fox Interactive, Capcom, Jones Soda, Airwalk, and UPN. But there were other companies and even individuals that provided exclusive content for SharkWire Online.
I was running my fanzine, and for the kids out there who don't know what that is, that's when you print a bunch of things and Xerox them, staple them together, and mail them to people. I made a partnership with a fellow that I did not know was working at Interact at the time. He had his own GameShark code site where he and a bunch of other people were doing their own codes away from Interact. I found his site. I was like, hey, do you mind if I use your codes in my fanzine? He's like, yeah, sure, go ahead.
When you have iOS and internet, you can get entertainment you already love for less, like Netflix and Max, Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. Save on them all. Plans start at just $35 a month. Only on Verizon.
And a few months passed, and all of a sudden, an editor from GameShark emails me out of nowhere and says, hey, so-and-so gave me a copy of your fanzine, you do really cool stuff. we have this thing called Sharkwire coming up. Would you like to contribute your content to it? And I was like, oh, okay. And then next thing I knew, my crappy little fanzine, I didn't have a website yet, was on this professional internet kids thing, crazy thing.
During my conversation with Todd, it was clear that he and his team at Interact took protecting kids from inappropriate content on the internet very seriously. Interact even described Sharkwire as an internet on training wheels for kids between 7 and 14 years old in a Sharkwire feature in Q64 magazine. Unfortunately, Interact's strict restrictions meant that many sites that were probably considered okay for kids wouldn't be available. And although reviewers generally saw the limited access as a negative, Interact used the restrictions as a major selling point for parents in their promotional material. From a parent perspective, this is a secure environment. Once you're in, you're in. We pretty much locked everything out that's bad about the internet and kept all the cool video game stuff in. Parents could also set usage time limits for Sharkwire. This limited internet, including the various messaging boards available on Sharkwire, can be navigated with a Spyglass device mosaic web browser using standard HTML, HTTP, and TCP/IP protocols. Another really nice feature that's also highlighted in the Sharkwire promotional video is the Vortex. One of the greatest features of this web environment that we created is the Vortex. I really love this one because you can't even find this anywhere on the web today. It gives you the ability to punch in your favorite game titles. Let's say you wanted to see NFL game day, and pull up all the information on that game title that we have in our website. If you'd like to see my videos ad-free and a little bit early, as well as get access to 2 exclusive videos that haven't been available on my channel for years, you can do so by becoming a Patreon member at patreon.com/wrestlingwithgaming or by signing up for a YouTube membership here once I enable those. Now, back to the video. Although Sharkwire Online was only released in the US, its cartridge's unique design came courtesy of the UK's Daytel. This wasn't really unusual. Interact and Daytel have a long and complicated history of rebranding products, particularly their cheap devices, under numerous different names and even different companies. The Sharkwire cartridge shell design is repurposed from Daytel's Game Booster cartridge. Game Booster was a device that let you play Game Boy games on your Nintendo 64, and like Sharkwire, requires an N64 game to be inserted into the back of it to bypass Nintendo security. Game Booster was only released in Europe, but it later made its way to the States as the rebranded GB Hunter, as well as a few other names. At the time of Sharkwire's release, Nintendo 64 and PlayStation Game Sharks were usually priced at around $50. So with Sharkwire's upfront cost of $79.95 for the hardware and another $9.95 a month from its subscribers, one would think that Interact's plan was to make money, if not off the hardware, certainly from the monthly service. But in that 1999 interview with IGN, Interact President and CEO Todd Hayes revealed a financial strategy that sounds more like something you would hear in 2025. We're not really making any money on the hardware, and we're making a pittance on the actual monthly subscriber fee. Where we expect to make money, quite honestly, is we're going to go to the software companies and say, hey, we've got 250,000 kids reading their email every day. How'd you like to plop a little ad there that says, come buy Madden 2000, available in 9 days. It's very targeted. We'll know if it's a boy. We'll know if it's a girl. We'll have their demographic when they sign up. When mom and dad sign up, or when the kid signs up, we'll have that information. So we'll be able to go and do laser-focused marketing. We'll make some money on that. We'd like to think that if we can point traffic towards EB or Toys R Us or whatever website is selling products, we can gain a commission on that. Interact also had plans to have an online shopping section on Sharkwire, where, for example, users could be directed to Electronics Boutique's website to pre-order a game or make a purchase using an allowance set by the parents. Interact would in turn receive a commission from these purchases. This purchase allowance feature didn't have a chance to be implemented. In fact, it appears that even a few months after its release, Sharkwire was already underperforming.
Shop like a billionaire.
A review of Sharkwire from April of 2000 mentioned that the price for the hardware was now just $39.95, a 50% reduction only 4 months after its release. If Interact was not really making any money on the hardware when it was $80, they were certainly losing money on it now. Do you have any idea how many Sharkwire units were produced or were sold?
Yeah, we produced, I think it was 32,000. I think we normally would open, every product that we would open with was 50,000. But I think I shut off production at 32.
Do you know if
there's the bell, and this gauntlet match is now underway. Once we have a fall, the winning superstar will immediately take on a completely fresh opponent.
Now, this is going to be intense. Gauntlet matches are so difficult to win, really from any position. Stamina, strategy, ability to adapt. You are being tested in every facet of your game.
Oh, what a kick! Vicious.
I would sell him, $1 million worth of
little
stuff.
crisscross.
And here I'm
What a rolling elbow.
$350,000 profit, and then I would just say,
Oh, what a kick.
Take 35 grand and mark down your Sharkwires down to $9.99 and make them go away.
Arm system. Look at these vicious kicks to the jaw. Just never had a chance to block any of those.
But isn't so complimentary towards the rest
Big
of the
one. Uh-oh. Well scattered reversal there. Corey, gauntlet matches can be so unpredictable. Is there any real strategy here, or is it really something where you just have to kind of play it by ear?
Well, luck's obviously a major part of a gauntlet match, Cole, especially when it comes to your entry number. But, like with any other match, there are still major keys to success. Gauntlets are ultimately about...
His shoulders are down. And he could have had a 3 count in hand. I got to question this decision. Boom! Boom!
Oh, stiff kick.
And often witty, but the lack of depth and variety within each area stands out again. In one of the reviews,
Catches a punch.
Bam!
Strong kick.
My goodness.
Interact told the reviewer that they were considering adding a faster modem,
Snapmare to set up their opponent. Full head of steam.
Penalty kick on the money.
Saw it coming.
Oh, clothesline.
Face wash.
I don't know if that was that well thought through. I think we were just trying to, blow out the remaining pieces.
Big punch finds its mark.
JTL at least can cover all the development costs.
He's got him scouted.
The few Sharkwire reviews I found were on the negative side. Though I think most of them somewhat unfairly compared Sharkwire to an adult's access to the full internet on
He
PC,
fends off the attack.
because neither its target audience or intent.
Right hand after right hand. This is ugly.
Showing absolutely no mercy at all. What an onslaught.
And he's really gotten into his zone right now.
Yeah, he has planted himself in the driver's seat.
There isn't a whole lot to look at once you get on the limited Sharkwire website.
Uh-oh, headbutt. Nothing fancy there.
Even though it's a wonderful concept.
We didn't have our content game going at all, right? There really wasn't a whole lot that you could do.
Oh, counters right into the breadbasket.
Outside of emailing, it was
Then
kind
here
of,
come the punches.
As time went on,
Staved off that attack.
Guy messaged me again and said, hey, just give me a heads up.
Had that one scouted.
Content creators on the Sharkwire. Would you like to
Boom,
try
boom, persistent barrage.
And I was like, sure. By the time I got to the office, the Sharkwire was kind of like...
There's a kick and black mass. Lights out. Shoulders
I
down.
knew things were in trouble when the Game Shark guy...
And we have an elimination.
Two more competitors to come after this entrance. This is awesome. And now we've got Doink the Clown stepping up in this gauntlet match.
Are under me? I think we have a problem here.
The few articles about Sharkwire on the internet, including Wikipedia, all say that Sharkwire was discontinued in 2003 when Mad Catz acquired Interact's trademarks. But the truth is that it didn't last anywhere near that long.
Oh no, getting in position. What's he planning to do here? He just barely dodges. Vicious right forearm.
Oh, the physicality on display there. Unbelievable.
Interact
impact. Then here come the punches. Practically never-ending blows coming at full force here.
And the pressure on Doink continues to mount.
Nothing for Doink to laugh about here.
Oh, my God.
Ooh.
Oh, perfect kick.
So Sharkwire Online went offline sometime between June 20th and
Ooh.
October 2000.
Going down low, nasty uppercut.
Bring out the hook. Doink's done.
Until about 6 months after that last.
Kick to the abdomen, then going down low, nasty uppercut. Here's his window. Will he take advantage?
This is just an overwhelming amount of offense on him.
He's got to reevaluate his approach at this point.
That catches Doink looking.
Shut down any and all support channels for anything.
Sharp kicks. Boom!
They were liquidating at that point, you know.
Utilizing a little Penchak Salat. Like he's got 11 arms and feet.
Yes.
Interact had actually been working towards releasing Sharkwire, then called NetShark, in December of 1998. The monthly service was still going to cost $9.95.
Whoa, man.
Hardware was a bit more expensive at
Takedown. And now punches rights. Teeing off.
And a mouse. Its launch was delayed due to connectivity issues Daytel ran into while developing Sharkwire.
What a shot.
Everything working against Doink now.
Yeah, Doink needs to rethink his strategy fast.
And another counter.
Showing he's not out of it.
He's trying to bring the fight back in this one.
But it wasn't actually released.
There's a kick and Black Mass. Does he get him here? That's it for Doink the Clown. He's been eliminated.
Only 2 competitors left now in this gauntlet. Who's going to get the glory?
Oh, it's on now. Eric Bischoff is going to make waves in this gauntlet.
And in the console space, Sega had announced that the Dreamcast would have full internet access as well as online gameplay capabilities. In a comment from Interact's own J. Randy Gordon left on the Sharkwire videos he posted, he alluded to Sharkwire being released later in the N64's
Efficient offense, leaving no breathing room.
Yeah, it's to pull out some form of offense here.
At the time of Sharkwire launch,
Jarring European uppercut.
And that was a precisely measured attack.
He's looking poised to finish Eric off.
was not really that high. May have been too rich.
Kick and an uppercut.
One more time, throwing the heavy artillery.
Shoulders down.
As, Game Shark and Interact's other products.
I think it was one of the
And that's it. The last elimination.
good alternative internet.
Here is your winner, Wade ran the gauntlet and came out on top.
Yeah, outlasting every other superstar, doing exactly what they had to do in the process.
And doing so when they had to do it. Timing is just so important in a match like this.
You know, gamers are a different breed, you know? I mean, they're still kind of countercultural, you know? They're still kind of cynical, and they're still kind of like, you know, if I'm going to tell you, you know, what sites you're allowed to look at, then, you know, you're already, you know, not going to be, you're not going to love the content that my team comes up with.
It was so far ahead of its time, I think that it didn't plan the trip out first. It seems so weird at the time to like say, oh, I can go on the internet, my N64.